Bengin is based in Germany and the United Arab Emirates. He's made a name for himself in the world of photography with his specialization in horse and equine photography. He was born in a Kurdish family in Aleppo, Syria. Bengin was fortunate enough to be exposed to the rich arts, diverse ethnicities, and culture of the people of Syria, especially Aleppo. These early experiences served as a profound inspiration, fueling his passion for creative direction and digital art. In 2007, Bengin embarked on his photography journey, capturing the essence of Aleppo's ancient streets, the majestic citadel, and the captivating portraits of individuals from various Syrian ethnicities. His deep connection with both the Kurdish and the Arabic cultures led him to discover his affinity for horses and their close association with their cultures. When you see his images, you will understand his appreciation for the beauty and the wildness of these magnificent animals. It's very, very inspiring. In 2009, Bengin held his first solo photography exhibit in Aleppo. He became the first Syrian and the first Kurdish photographer to be honored with the Crown 1 distinction from the Global Photographic Union. Please welcome Bengin Ahmad.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor, ladies and gentlemen, to stand before you and to talk about this amazing creature, the horse. I would like to start by asking you, who likes horses? Cool. Who doesn't like horses? Yeah, okay. There's one exit here and one here. I'm joking. You'll stay here, listen to me, and you will fall in love with them. Horses' relation with human being is quite interesting. It started from being food for a human being, and then it became a friendship relationship. So if we talk about the history of horses, here we see some sketches on a cave wall in India. This is where the relation started between them. And we can see that the mankind here are mounting the horse. This is considered one of the first artworks picturing the horse. If we go back in history and we see until today what has developed between these two creatures, the mankind and horses, horse is the most represented animal in arts with symbolism that has been developed by mankind cultures and civilizations over history from different places. In religions, mythologies, and in culture of people, we can see the horse is very prominent and very important because of their symbolism that we will talk about in a while. Also, horses helped human beings to travel far, to develop their agriculture, to win battles in wars, and that helped them to develop the civilization way faster. And this animal is the most animal helped and supported mankind to achieve what we have reached today. Today we can see there are many family tree for horses, unlike other animals. Some of them, of course, like pigeons for post and mailing, they have tree of family, but unlike horses, it's very specific and it's very wide because of different breeds of horses that can exceed 400 breeds. Many events, cultural events and sport events are taking place based on horses. So the world is revolving around horses on many aspects and in many places. And today, industry about horses exceeds 500 billion euros. I'm not sure this was a statistic from 5 years ago. I think today is even more. All this takes us to the art point where the importance of this creature has been pictured in images, sculptures, paintings, as well as photography. Because we all know photography is an extension of the visual arts that has started from these caves. Look at this animal. He's a prey, always running away from predators. And by the time they have developed the leg from 3 fingers to only 1. So the last few pieces of the leg of horse you see is only 1 finger, and the hoof is practically the nail where there is no sense, and you can hammer some needles to fix the horseshoe on it. This helped them to run faster from predators, to have less attraction with the ground. So we can see that this animal is always aiming for freedom, for peace, to live. They have very powerful will to stay alive. And this is something common, and they share it with the human beings, freedom. And this was the title of my exhibition in S5 in Zone A, Freedom Horses of Kurdistan. Example of some important breeds. The studies on this animal are more than any other animal. We spoke about the transition from food to a friend. Horses in culture, as we mentioned, how in agriculture, war, transportation, horses helped other nations to communicate and to develop the civilizations. Human beings took care of horses to the point that they saved them. Yes, they took them to wars. In World War I, they took 8 million horses to the battlefields. Gradually, this number has dropped until today, but they took care of horses, and this is why the number of horses is more than any other animal. Many of them, we barely see them in wild. But horses, we can see them as domestic horses and wild horses. So in return, nowadays, we can say human beings are saving the horses in return to what they did to them to develop the civilization. The symbolism of horses, starting from ancient cultures and religions, mythologies, it's almost in each and every nation, religion, and culture. Nowadays, we can see also in Abrahamic religions, also the horse and unicorn are very important, and they are all well respected. Even in events, for example, in our Kurdish culture, until today, some people, they take the bride on a horseback to her new family home with her beloved husband. The symbolism of horses can be about freedom, purity, power, nobility, unity, also sensual power, as well as peace. As a prey animal, you can see the eyes are on the sides. Unlike the predators, their eyes are in front because they are focusing on the target. These guys are focusing on surrounding to run away from the predators. So this is a sign of this, that this creature is a peaceful animal. Even in magic, the witchcraft is symbolized back in European, ancient European cultures, as the horse is the carrier of wizards. Wizards would travel on horses. After Christianity and Catholic Church has made these adjustments and changes in the culture, they replaced the horse with the broom that the witches are riding to fly. So it came from that point. It also symbolizes the royalty and loyalty, also to send messages in about the power of kings, political messages. This is an image of Napoleon Bonaparte. He's riding a Frisian horse, and he's very powerful horse. Even though Napoleon was short person, but the artist pictured him in a larger size compared to this stallion, in a meaning that he's a powerful person that controls the horse with only one hand and pointing on mountains of Alps towards Russia. He lost his battle anyway, but you know, propaganda can utilize horses to tell their messages. Now let's talk about horse photography. Sorry. When we photograph a horse, we are delivering a message through this animal by delivering it through his psychology and body language. We can study his psychology, and you can tell that this horse is happy. His ears are looking forward. Eye is full black. There is no white because he's not tensed, or he's not scared, or he's not showing his power and like this aggressiveness. When this eyelid is going up, you can see the whiteness of it. We will come to some example of that one. So we focus on ears, eyes, mouth, the legs, of course, the tail. All of these can tell us what is the status of this horse. So here we are talking about the beauty of the horse. We come up with this image. We cannot say this is a message about power. We cannot say this is a message about something grief and about sadness or drama. Of course, not only the horse is the main point in this image production, also the surrounding, the composition. So the horse photographer is focusing on one hand on the horse and his position, the body language and psychological status, as well as on the surrounding background, foreground, and other elements. So the step one will be the horse characteristics. We need to understand this. We need to understand the breed we are taking photo of it, and we need to understand the aim from this photo shoot. What are we trying to present? For example, Arabian horse can be for endurance race or could be for beauty. So we need to understand before the photo shoot what's the aim behind it. It might be both or even more. We can go to abstract. The next step is going to be preparation, choosing the location, and teamwork, building the team. Communication, how we communicate with this creature that doesn't understand our language. There are many tips and tricks. Composition and best shots. We spoke about an example, how to present the beauty of a horse in a peaceful status. So there are many other ideas and topics based on the symbolism or whatever we feel about this animal at that moment. Then we will talk about the camera and text settings. Honestly speaking, this topic is very, very big. It's way bigger than we expect. It's a very condensed session today. So imagine how big it can go if you want to specialize in only one topic, which is equestrian photography or horse sport events or horse beauty. It's a big world. It doesn't have enough exposure on it. I have been writing a book for the past 8 years, and I'm releasing it next month, or I hope within next 3 weeks. So it's a big project that will open the door for other books as a specialized books within the horse photography. So before kickoff, we need to learn about the horse we are shooting. What are his characteristics? What makes him happy? What makes him sad? We understand this from the trainer or from the owner. Also, we need to learn about the breed because each breed has different characteristics. There are three main categories of horse breeds: the cold blood, warm blood, and hot blood. Arabian horse are hot blood. They are very proud. They love freedom. They don't obey easily. They don't do whatever you ask them easily unless you find some tricks. We will talk about like giving them some candies or apple or a carrot. Some other horses, like the Dutch horses, are more calm. Like there are some of Dutch horse breeds, because we have Parisian horses, we have draft horses. They use them for agriculture or pulling wagon or whatever. So these horses are more calm, but we don't get this action and these expressions when we are taking their photos. So I always advise to try all the breeds to understand both extreme sides, and then you find yourself in whatever you like. We need to understand also the vision of the owner. For example, this horse is for beauty. No one is riding this horse. His back is very nicely, it's nicely smooth, and there is no any changes due to the saddle. So we need to understand what's the aim. Is he trying to document this horse, to document the family tree, or he wants to sell it in future? And then we need to understand the character of this horse specifically. We have the characteristics of the breed, and we have the characteristic of a group of horses in one stable, because they learn from each other. They have the herd philosophy. Also, we have the individual characteristics. So we need to understand what this horse what is he interested in or not. So the general and common characteristics about all horses, they have short span of attention, so they can easily get bored, or they can get distracted by any sound from far distance. They can hear from very far distance. Their hearing is very powerful. They are always curious. We can take advantage on this point. So we always give them something new to keep them interested in the session. They are playful. They love to play. So they don't get scared if they bite your shoulder or the strap of the camera. They are very peaceful. They love you as long as you don't harm them. They are edgy. They have fear of getting harmed. So they are always scared of new things. That's why we are avoiding to wear something big like Arab ladies. They wear abayas. When the wind blows, it gives like a huge shape that can scare the animals. So we need to take care of our outfit as well as the place we are shooting in. It's better that the horse is familiar with that place, so he won't be scared. Sometimes we take a horse to a new location without giving him a tour. He will be standing in one point, like very suspecting any danger. So we need to be aware of this point. They have temporary loss of emotion. These animals, they love food. Their stomach is very small, so the moment they eat something, in few seconds, it goes to the digestive system. So they are always ready to eat. So we can play on this string and make them interested in what we do. They love freedom. Who doesn't love freedom? They are sensitive to sunlight and flash. We human beings, when we shoot a flash directly in the eye, we can see the red eye. For horses, it becomes silver. So we don't want to scare them with a flash. Slowly, by using our speed lights or strobes, we need to make them understand that this is not something too dangerous for you. And gradually, we try to take some shots until they make sure that it's something fine. They have seen thunder in nights over history, so it's fine. Each breed, they have their different rhythmic motion. We can see the Frisian horse, they have like more of cycle style. Arabian horse, they have more of jumping because they are lighter and they have this body shape that is smaller compared to English horse that they have a powerful hit on ground. So we need to understand also this point for us to harmonize with them, especially when you are doing panning shots or we are waiting for the moment that when they are going up in run and trot, that we will come to talk about it in a moment. Training and dressage impact, the more the horse is trained, the better motion and actions they give us. Also, the age impact is, you can see that the horses at the age of 5 and above, they have more stable motion in run, walk, and canter. Run, canter, and trot, compared to the young horses who didn't experience different structures of ground. Sometimes when you take a horse who has lived in valleys to mountains, they might struggle. So training and age contrast are very important if you are trying to take action. So you ask for a horse at a certain age. If you want very nice actions, go for a stallion. It's a bit dangerous, but the shots are way nicer. The first 5 to 10 minutes are the most important because this is when the horse is released. He's curious to understand the surrounding. Afterwards, he will start to get bored and he will get tired a bit. So we need to walk them a bit, feed them, give them some rest, water, and then we continue. Preparation. We need to make sure that the horse is okay, he's fine, he's not tired, he's not ill. We need to ask the people who are taking care of this horse to groom them, to cut these the fur of the horse, to comb their hair and do the needful for the hoof. So we have a nice shot for them. It's a photo shoot like us. We ladies, they do their makeup and they go in front of the camera. So the same applies for horses, and they do have makeup, by the way. Then they have horse makeup artists and hairstylists, so don't be surprised. If you are shooting the horse with the horse rider, you can match their outfits, or unless you have a different message, like a white horse with a black horse rider. So keep in mind these points before we go. If you want the horse to give you action with freedom and power, we can hold them in the stable for 3 days. Don't take them out. The moment you take them to the shooting site and release them, they will give you the best of the best. But don't make them grievous and sad in the stable. Make sure that they are well treated. We need to inspect the location. There is no danger. There are no mines. Like sometimes I shoot in north of Iraq and Kurdistan, and there are mines since the previous regime. So we need to make sure that the place is safe for the horse as well as for the team, because this project is a teamwork when you are shooting the horse in an open space, like I mostly do. We spoke about the horse familiarity of the location, and we need to make the team understand what's the plan. Like one of my tricks is to have a horse on one point, and after like 500 meters, I have another horse. Both are male or stallions. When we release one, he will come to attack this guy, or he might be curious to see, is he a friend? Is he a male or female? You know, they are very curious animals. I stand in the middle and I take the shots when they are not focusing on me, but the horse. in front of them. So we need to make sure that there's no problem will happen like we had here. We couldn't hold them and they started to fight. So we give the plan to the team and we make sure no surprises will take place. Preparation before unleashing, also we say this horse to be tied and this horse will be released. Sometimes they might misunderstand and they release both of them. It happened with me. So we need to be careful about it. Or when we are trying to take shot of a horse, while we ask him to rear, we need to make sure that there is nobody around them so they won't get harmed. Or the location they are doing the rearing, there are no other subjects like barrels or things that the horse might fall on him and it might hurt them. Keep them away from mares. They are very romantic animals. They are always ready to get married. So, yeah. The second topic is communication. Say hello to the horse. Approach them from left side or 45 degrees. If you come from front, directly from front or from back, it's a dangerous point. The horses don't see directly in front of them. So come from the left side, because over history, the humanity has been taking care of horses from the left side. They saddle them from the side, they clean them from the side, they ride them from the side. And the reason why is that back in history, people used, human beings, they used swords. And when they ride the horse from this side, it won't distract or be an obstacle to ride the horse. If they come from the right side, it might harm one of them. So yeah, always come to them from left side. Please pardon my English. It's my third language after Kurdish and Arabic. So if I, by mistake, speak anything with wrong grammars, please forgive me. Yeah. We can break the ice with them by touching their forehead. Let them sniff you. Let them sniff the camera. Let them see the camera. Introduce yourself to the horse from both sides, because each eye of the horse is connected to one side of brain. So what they see and analyze with this side is different what they see and analyze from this side. So they might understand you from here, but when you approach them suddenly from here, they might be surprised. So we need to be aware of this point. Keep in your pocket some treats, biscuits, candies for horses, or an apple or carrot. I remember in 2016, I went to Kurdistan, north of Erbil. I shot this guy, his name is Shawwal. I took his photos and I used to take his biscuits from my right pocket and give it to him. In 2019, I went to the international race, Nowruz, in Erbil, and then I met this horse. He ran from far distance to me. He sniffed my pocket on the right side. He remembered me. He remembered where I kept the treat. So their memory is very, very powerful. Of course, unlike the camels are even stronger, but yes, keep this in mind. We can leverage this in future. And by the way, speaking of the memory of horses, these creatures, when they are in herd, one of them will go to check if there's any danger, or they will come and check me. And then they give signals to each other that this guy is safe. So they have, as we said, they have herd memory and herd philosophy, and they have their own language and communication. So this will help us to come and shoot them next time and the next. To communicate with them and grab their attention, we can use a flag that can make some sound. They can hear from very far distance. We can have a can with some small stones and shake it. Also, we can have a whistle, or we can have another horse to grab their attention to us, as we give an example. I play some horse voices on my mobile phone, and I can grab their attention, or even if I play like horses when they are getting married, in a romantic status, we can see this horse becoming very, very powerful, and they show like their beauty, and they're trying to be like very proud. So this is very good, but sometimes it's dangerous when you are in an open place, like it happened to me in Kurdistan last year. From a very far distance, a wild horse came. They could hear the phone volume, the sound I played on it, and they came from a very far distance, and they started to distract the horse I was shooting. So this is a very nice technique, but it's sometimes dangerous. Don't overuse these effects, because by the time they will get used to it, okay, this is a fake thing. So we can alternate between them all. So we keep all of them with us. When they get bored, just take them for a walk. Walk the horse. They get like refreshed. Yes, they can do this. And you have a limited time. Sun is about to set, and yeah. So the best thing, again, food. They love food. They are foodie animals. So now we are gonna talk about the best shots for horses. Whenever you do a photo shoot, make sure that you deliver these photos in different poses: standing, walking, trotting, or galloping, and canter and gallop, because each one has a different feeling. And also the horse owner, when he's trying to sell this horse to someone, he wants to show him how he looks in each and every status. So also horses can be left-handed or right-handed like us human beings. They are mostly left-handed because they are in their mother, when the mother carry them, they are laying on the left side, they sleep on the left side. And we can indicate if they are left-handed or right-handed from the moment they start walking, which leg they are starting with, or by looking at them when they eat. We see the horses, they drop down their neck and they have one leg, they are relying on it. So the muscles on this side is way stronger and bigger compared to the other side. That's why we need to make sure that we take the photos on both sides, because each one has its own beauty. In the beginning, you might not differentiate, but by the time you will, and horse owners can tell. Psychology of horses, for example, from the ear. On the first one, you can see the horse is interested, he's calm. Here, he's bored, unwell, when the ears are like just rotating around and a bit down. When it's this way and going even lower, it means that they are very submissive. After a fight with another stallion or the herd leader, when we have two horses, one of them will be a leader. So imagine when you have a group. And when they close their ears this way, it means they are showing their anger and their aggressiveness. And mostly the stallions and the horse, the leader horse, are giving you this impression. So depending on the story you want to tell, if you have a dramatic scenery of a horse rider lost his battle and he wants to walk with his horse back home, we need to have one of these ears shape. We cannot put this or this. In battlefield, we have this. When we want to shoot beauty of horses, we need to have the ears looking forward. While running, it's fine to shoot the beauty of horses, and the ear are in different directions because they keep on listening to the surroundings from dangers. We need to harmonize with their motion. Sorry, I will now go faster because, as I mentioned, this is a very long topic. So I will give example of different composition and poses. We need to harmonize with the horses as they run. So we capture the shot, especially in panning. Sorry. Posing after run is the best pose you can see from the horse, because after they run, they release hormones of happiness, as if they did a great achievement. I was free, look at me. We need to make sure our lens is not distorting the size and the shape of the horse. Also, the angle can have an impact. I prefer 70 to 200 lens. It's the best. You keep distance with them. You shoot them when they go far and when they get close to you, and there is no distortion. Here's another example. We said that we need to shoot both sides. We can play with some our theories like figure-ground relationship to have contrast, or we can play on greater area of contrast theory. Here we have different colors, yeah. We can sometimes edit the image in a way that it exposes and pops out the horse. Here's another example from Kurdistan, a pure Arabian stallion. He's award-winning beauty horse. Another example, and of course, monochrome and grayscale can tell more details without the distraction of colors. We can benefit from the stable door, barn door, to make it as a background. Then on Photoshop, we can remove these windows, and we have a nice shot. If you don't have a backdrop, we can make the other walls as a background as well. We can, if we see distraction in the background, we can have a shallow depth of field. Above the shoulder is one of the most important shots that all horse owners love. We can play with light to have rim light, silhouette. As we mentioned, that we need to take the shots in different statuses, walk, trot, canter, and gallop. Always take the horse shot when they are going upward, because the moment they jump, as they canter or they run, they are in a jumping mechanism. Like one leg is always the base. So when they jump, the guts go down, the lungs have more space to inhale more air, so the muscles of chest go bigger. So that's way better than this example. Here's an example of horse weight. It's on 1 feet. One shot is during run is it's a rare shot when all feet are in air. Here we have one side leg extension. I love this. It applies the theory in fine arts. It's called aspective view, that you see this like all four legs, and you see the chest. Look at you here, and you show the muscles of his leg here. It shows the power of run, and it shows the power of chest. It's very nice. It gives you like a 3D idea about the horse. So all legs extension in symmetry, straight legs, rearing. I love this shot. I took it a few months ago. And here's another shot when their front legs are crossed. We said that stallions have nicer poses and body language. This neck shows the aggressiveness and power. You can see the ear is closed backwards, as we mentioned in the sketches. Keep always a space ahead of the horse to let the viewer imagine the scenery. It's a 2D static image, but in our minds it's become dynamic and in motion. We can go for abstract, show details and points that we don't usually see or don't have attention to it. We can do creative editing to elevate the image. I do this in a way that I take it to a level that gives holiness to this creature. For camera settings, I don't go below 4.5 for aperture, because otherwise I might get the mouth in focus, but eyes are out of focus. Also, I shoot in 2.8 when the horse is in a far distance and they are just moving in horizon. So I use that when I need more light. For focus method, I use follow focus or AI servo. I don't know in other camera brands what it's called. So when the focus is always stuck on the animal as they move. Shutter speed, I use 500 to 800 when they are approaching me, and when they are panning, I use 1000. This is a starting point. It's not a theory. You can go down all the way to 15 to do the panning. So 80% of my horse photography is manual shooting. And sometimes I use AVTV, depending if the location has clouds, that it will change the light, or the horse will run under the trees and then they come to a place where it's exposed by sun. Always thank the team, because without them we don't do this kind of art. unless you are a horse rider and a horse trainer and you have your horse with a good relation and you know how to pose them without help. Thank you, shukran, and in Kurdish, spas. I'm so sorry. I took longer time. So, any questions? Anyone dares? I'm joking. Yes, lady. So yeah, just quickly.
Hi. So my question was that when you're doing horse photography, you have to stand very far away from the horses, right, to shoot?
Yeah, depending on the shot. As I mentioned, I always prefer to have 70 to 200. So you can imagine, if I want to focus on the head to take some abstract shot, of course I can go closer. I can also use like 100 lens to take the eyeball shots. But generally, I give space in my style. Some people, they take only the head.
Yeah, I've seen
The head
that.
shots, yeah. That could be from a distance and you zoom in, because the closer you get to them, they are always like distracted by you. So I like to have their shot when they are relaxed. They are in serenity. I don't disturb them, so I take that shot from a distance.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. He's grabbing the mic. The lady, yeah.
Thank you very much first about all your lecture is very nice.
Thank you so much, I appreciate
and all your information about what you tell is very good. Maybe me, I like you. I'm not good, very. I'm third language, English. My question, everybody have starting point in the photography.
Yes.
What is your starting point? You find your passion. Yeah,
Well,
you find your passion in horse photography, especially.
You mean in general in my photographic
Yes,
career?
maybe in your start, you try
Yeah.
everything like
I started with street photography because in street I always advise my friends and my people who attend the lectures. I tell them go for street photography because in street you can find many topics. You can find portrait, you can find architecture, you can find action, motion, cars, and everything. So you have many topics and you need to capture the shot that won't be repeated. So this enhances your ability to be aware of what's going on around, as well as you have different topics to experience. So I always started from street photography, especially in old city of Aleppo where I was born. So by the time I joined different sessions, I tried astrophotography, I tried horse photography. I love horses since I was a child, but I didn't have access to them because I live in a city, not in the countryside. So the moment I started shooting the horses, I started looking at them in a different way. Through the lens, I started focusing on details, and then I started studying them. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, sir. I take the last question, sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, our schedule is very tight. I'm going to my stand, S5 in Zone A. I'm ready to answer all your questions as long as you want. So if you excuse us and we let the next speaker to come to the stage, I will excuse myself. You can find me there. Thank you so much for attending. It's an honor for me to be standing before you today. Thank you so much.